Well guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms, and today it is that side-by-side's dead because the key's on. I'm not sure what the deal was with that. Huh, weird. Anyway, so we got the spray tank on the side-by-side. They were spraying some fence lines with it the other day. The battery's dead on it, so we got the battery charger hooked up. Brian is cutting hay out back. Nathan is planting soybeans right now. It's the 28th of June. We're past the prevent plant date. There are 120 acres that we took prevent plant on, which basically means that we weren't going to plant a cash crop, so we took the insurance payout. I'm not sure the exact details of the plan that we had, but I know our plan had an insurance payout, so we took that and we're able to plant a cover crop of soybeans on there just because what we had available. It might turn out for a crop, it might not. Hard to tell. Got a nasty rainstorm coming soon. You can kind of see there. So, as you guys can see, so we only are planting with bags right now. Got some soybeans from Beck's. We got some Cornelius soybeans as well. Just enough to get us by, and it's enough to plant all that if we can, but we're not tied down to it. Because as soon as you open up a Pro Box, you bought all that seed. But with a bag, there's only 50 pounds of it, 51 pounds of it, so you're not tied to a lot. So Nathan's planting beans right now. Brian's out back cutting hay. You guys will get some drone footage of both here shortly, barring this rainstorm. Pat is up down spraying at longs, I should say. So he's got a pass and a half left, and then he's got a couple fields up here, and then we're done with first pass spraying, which that's probably the only thing that's gone decent this year so far, which has been spraying, because I mean we're almost done with first pass. It's about on par of what we should be. So looks like they've been doing a little work on the New Holland. Got some parts in, so this is the casting. So you can kind of see, here's a good side-by-side of what happened. Old piece, new piece. So basically here's your steering cylinders. And right around there is where it cracked, if I remember. No, right in there. Anyway, somewhere on that bushing, somewhere in that casting it cracked, and it cracked good. Both sides have it. Both sides are cracked inside this little knuckle here. This type of tractor, from what my understanding is, when there's singles, there's just single tires in the front instead of duals, it fares much better. There's not as much weight, not as much stress in there, because that hydraulic system is really powerful turning it. But even so, it doesn't have enough force to turn it on cement when you're stationary. So I figured just 4,100 hours of hard running, really, it did it in for this tractor. So we'll get that put back together. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. The tractor definitely needs a bath. It was definitely doing some mudding. Oh man, look at the temperatures. So it's 90 degrees right now, but look at the entire United States. Just all red, and the least is yellow. And the lowest temperature I can see in the United States is 57 degrees up in northwest Idaho near Canada. So some downtime, we'll get this New Holland put back together, and who knows what we're going to do with it. We might trade it off, might sell it. Who knows what we'll do with it. And yes, I had a couple questions beforehand. Whose Peterbilt is this? This is our Peterbilt. I'm not sure exactly the number. I've never driven it. I've ridden it a lot of times. We don't use it very much, if at all. It's mainly just used as a backup truck in fall if we absolutely need it. We haven't used it in a couple of years, but we have it. It's for sale if anyone really wants it. So let's go ahead and walk around and give you guys kind of a little update what's happened since. So Curtis just got done. Wish there was a four-wheeler around here. I'd kind of take you guys around. But I think both four-wheelers are back home or back at Pat's place. One sec. So as you guys can kind of see over there, so what we took prevent plant on 120 acres was actually the stuff the last beans that I sprayed. It was, I'll link a card right here, but I'll kind of get up on this fence right here so you guys can see it a little better. But it was the wettest ground that we had. I mudded that spray in, but it's kind of that stuff. So you can kind of see the soybeans up right here. It's that stuff right there. There's 90 acres there, and there's 30 acres across Deep Creek right there in McDonald's farm. that Nathan's planting right now. So Nathan's planting that there, and he's also going to be planting that next. So as you guys can kind of see, the 400, the 400 is on the soil finisher right now. We returned the quad track because the corn planter is done for the year. We unhooked that and hooked the 400 on the soil finisher. It's definitely probably bare minimum the amount of tractor I'd want to put on this thing, but Curtis said it pulled it just fine. So Curtis soil finished that, and he actually just got done dragging that, which I'll walk over to that 7110, or not 7110, I'll walk over to the, 7120. 7120 is what he just got done dragging in that, and he said that was absolutely miserable. The reason being is because it was so dusty that you couldn't open up the windows, and that tractor had zero air conditioning, absolutely none. So he said it was just absolutely miserable. So let's walk over there and take a look at it. We'll walk through the sweet corn patch we got. So the sweet corn's starting to finally pop up. Kind of see, I did spray it, and it looks like I guessed right where to drive. I drove right here, right in the dead middle of the track. So decent. So the sweet corn's coming up. It's like just past VE towards V2. So that's good. We'll have a good sweet corn crop probably in August, which is really late for this time of year. But at least it's coming up, and at least we got sweet corn. A lot of guys are out in full force cutting, baling, and raking hay, or cutting, raking, and baling hay, which is good. About time we actually get a good stretch of rain or good stretch of dry weather to do hay crops. You can kind of see. Got a nice 7140 driving by right now. New Holland BR 780 round baler, or 7130 I should say. Not sure who that was, but someone from around here, I'm not sure. But anyway, here's the 7120 that has zero hay conditioning, which was miserable for Curtis. But we basically we dissed that field last night. We disted everything last night to kind of start opening up and mixing the manure. We soil finished it this morning, and then Curtis came and dragged and leveled off the surface. So, and it looks like, Curtis sheared off that, because this is obviously not hanging right. So it looks like he just sheared that off and just tied a chain just to make it work for now. Smart thinking, because this implement isn't terribly crazy, and you never lift it up out of the ground once you actually have it in. So it's pretty easy to kind of jimmy fix. So, but I'm gonna head back, take the drone back, and get you guys some drone shots of Brian cutting some hay. So I hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll catch you guys when I'm done with that. And again, apologize, there's not gonna be any sounds because I can't get back there. There's no pickup around, so I just gotta fly the drone back from here. So there's not gonna be any sound, but hope you guys enjoy this. Pardon the beeping, but so I'm flying the drone back right now. Just looking at Nathan's beans he planted the other day, and they're not looking too bad. Just realized I wasn't recording when I was doing that. So Nathan's planting right now. Brian's cutting hay and Pat's spraying. It's looking good, so I'm gonna head up to Bellevue here shortly. Go check out some crops. Alrighty, so they're getting some stuff done. The storm is definitely blowing through, so I'm gonna check the weather before I head up to Bellevue and scout some crops. But for the most part, the crops I've been looking at over here aren't bad. It looked a little bad from the drone. Like, it looked pretty spotty, which was honestly to be expected because it was just such a late year. And the ground that we planted in there was pretty marginal. And when you have marginal ground, you have uneven emergence, and even emergence is key, especially with corn, because you want the corn to grow at the same pace and all canopy at the same time, because if you don't, the taller corn is going to basically grow first, and it's going to drown out the smaller corn from sunlight. So that's kind of the big reason there. But the storm is definitely blowing through. I mean, the wind's definitely really picking up. I could really tell with the drone that the wind was really howling. It was just getting too windy for me, so that's why I took the drone down. And the battery ran out. So let's check the weather and then let's figure out what we're gonna do. All right, the rain's gonna come in pretty strong here soon, so I'm gonna actually get a little bit more drone. All right, so the rain's gonna come in pretty strong here in about a half hour, so it's looking like it's really gonna be hot and heavy. So let's go out and stick around here for about another 15 minutes and then head up to Bellevue. But I actually probably call that a video because I already got 10 minutes worth of footage. So I had a question earlier about what's the relationship between Pat, Nathan, Curtis, myself. And the answer to that is actually pretty simple. So Pat is the owner operator of Hartung Farms, Hartung Family Farms. That felt great. My grandpa started the farm back in the 50s, I believe. My grandpa started it actually and started this place, and moved here to Preston. And then my Uncle Jerry and my Uncle Pat kind of started it up since then, or took it over. My Uncle Jerry passed away in 2013. And Pat's been running it since. My grandma still owns a majority of the land, but Pat's just slowly buying it out. So we actually got the planter sitting back there, quad, chopper, corn head, disc, corn seed. No, those are soybeans. So yeah, so Pat owns the majority of it. Pat has 2 boys and 2 girls, Nathan and Curtis, who you see most often, and then Renee and Amber, who are both younger. I help out. My mom, Jeanette, and Pat were brother and sister. So, and I'm help out. I'm the helpful cousin. I do own a couple cows. Might buy into the operation someday, but not anytime soon, I don't think. My dad owns about 300 acres, 60 tillable, that my uncle farms. Get away from there, bug. So yeah, that's really how kind of our family works. And I got a new wind muff, so hopefully it sounds better for you guys. Alrighty guys, I am in my hotel room down in Texas right now, so I have a lot of videos to edit for you guys when I'm down here, but when I have time. Very busy down here, but gonna make a little bit of time for you guys to get some videos out there to kind of get caught up a little bit. But I completely forgot to record a video outro for this video because I actually forgot my GoPro at the farm that night after I had dinner. So here's the outro for you guys. Like I said, a lot of videos coming. They might be a little sporadic just when I have time to actually edit these videos, but they will be coming. There's plenty of cool drone and aerial footage to come, so be sure to stay tuned. But hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hartung Family Farms. And of course, guys, as always, ta-ta for now.